Today we're going to be discussing the BP Deepwater Horizon oil spill in the Gulf of Mexico. What was Deepwater Horizon? Deepwater Horizon was a semi-submersible offshore oil drilling platform owned by the company Transocean. At the time of disaster, it was located in Macondo Oil Prospect in the Mississippi Canyon in the Gulf of Mexico. What happened? The Deepwater Horizon oil spill occurred on April 20th, 2010. The Deepwater Horizon rig blew up in the Gulf of Mexico, killing 11 people, causing the worst environmental disaster in the United States. More than 200 gallons of oil fueled the ocean and the Gulf coastlines. What areas were affected? The BP oil spill affected thousands of square miles, with oil and tar reaching the shores of Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama, and Florida. Who was to blame? First, we have the Bush administration. The oil drilling lease was sold to BP by the George W. Bush administration in 2007. Next, we have the Obama administration. The actual exploratory drilling was approved by the Obama administration on April 6, 2009. Within days of the 2009 approval, the Center and our allies won a court order vacating the Bush 5-year offshore oil drilling plan. Rather than using the court order as a timeout on new offshore oil drilling to develop a new plan, Interior Secretary Ken Salazar filed a special motion with the court to exempt approved oil drilling in the Gulf of Mexico. Next, we have BP. BP has the worst environmental and safety record of any oil spilling operating in America. Despite the dangerous nature of all offshore oil drilling and BP's own egregious safety record, the company's exploration plan downplayed the possibility of an oil spill, repeatedly asserting that it was unlikely or virtually possible. Last, we have the oil industry and its political backers. The Gulf crisis showed that the glib safety claims of the oil industry cannot be trusted. There's no way to guarantee that a massive oil rupture will not occur, and if one does occur, there's no way to contain it quickly and fully enough to avert unacceptable environmental damage. Next, we have the chronology of disaster. First, the well had reached a depth of 13,293 feet below the seafloor. Second, only 51 barrels of cement were used according to the well plan. 3. Mud had been lost to the reservoir while drilling the bottom portion of the well. This is called lost circulation. 4. The cement contained a nitrogen additive to make it lighter so that it would flow more easily and better fill the area between the casing and the lost circulation washout zone. 5. While waiting approximately 20 hours for the cement to dry on April 20th, the new crew began displacing the drilling fluid, which was the mud, in the wellbore and riser with seawater before setting a cement plug and moving off location. 6. Seawater is much lighter than drilling mud, so there was a less downforce in the wellbore to balance the flow of gas from the reservoir, as shown in Figure 3. The chart of drilling parameters for the last 2 hours before the blowout suggests that the riser and upper 3,000 feet of the wellbore were fully displaced and with seaward by 20 p.m. on April 20th, as shown in Figure 4. At 21:30, they stopped circulating again, but the pit volume continued to increase, as shown in Figure 5. Standpipe pressure increased and decreased twice between 21:30 and 21:42. Standpipe pressure generally reflects bottom hole pressure. At 21:47, the rate of standpipe pressure and mud pit volume went off scale and water flow was measured at the surface. The blowout had begun.